Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, just after 7:30. Hope you're having a good week so far. Of course, yesterday we had a couple fires break out across Walker County. And once again, we have this really dry air mass in place. Special weather statements posted for most of East Tennessee, actually all of East Tennessee, Western North Carolina, North Georgia, all the way up to West Virginia for an elevated fire danger. And that includes most of our area. So low humidity, dew points going to be down in the teens and 20s. Plus, we have an ongoing drought, and the winds could breeze as much as 20 to 25 miles per hour, or gusts 20 to 25 miles per hour. So all those things going to lead to a higher fire danger. So just watch out for those local burn bans today. As for your current air quality, again, it's been a little on the fritz today just because some of that fire, smoke from the fire across northwest Georgia. So you may have some issues if you have asthma or any other respiratory issues, just depending on where you're at today. But your temperatures, going to be very warm, upper 70s to lower 80s, going to be very spring-like. Temperature is going to be about 15 degrees above normal. So we could hit the 80s today, certainly going to be a possibility. Plenty of sunshine out there, 76 in Scottsboro, 73 in Blue Ridge. But as you take a look at your futurecast today, really not going to have any issues. Things are going to be quiet, a whole lot of sunshine. Again, those south winds could occasionally gust up to 20 to 25 miles per hour. Thursday we'll have more cloud cover, but the latest model guidance actually not picking up on a whole lot of rain. Still could be some showers in North Georgia, parts of Alabama, but I think most of us probably going to stay dry. But if that low pressure bumps just a little further north, we could have a little more shower activity. So I'm still going to put it at a 30% chance, but don't be surprised if you don't see any rain tomorrow, because that certainly is a possibility. Now, moving into Friday and Saturday, of course, I'm going to keep this just a little bit quicker than yesterday because not a lot's changed, but we're still tracking that potential. Now, late Friday night, there could be a little line of storms that move through into early Saturday morning that could be stronger. So we'll watch that pretty closely, but I think the main severe threat is going to come Saturday afternoon. In the morning, we could have some showers, and early morning rain could help dampen some of that instability. So if it rains pretty hard Saturday morning, that would be beneficial to us, I think, regarding severe weather, at least in the afternoon. But again, if that doesn't happen, we get a little more sunshine, we get more instability, could have some storms popping up in the afternoon that could become severe. But the main event still going to come through between about 8 p.m. and work its way from the west to east along the main front. And this is where we're going to have that severe potential. But this is going to move to the east. And by about 2 o'clock, it's into Murphy, Knoxville, down into northwest Georgia. And then by 3, 4 o'clock, it's moving out. So this has the progression of the system a little bit quicker than yesterday, coming in the late evening and then moving out early Sunday morning. And the earlier it moves out Sunday morning, the better. That way everyone can get peaceful sleep, because I know many have storm anxiety. So we just want to keep you updated. It still looks like, damaging wind is going to be a possibility, probably the highest possibility. Some heavy rain, localized flooding. But most of the rain, and I'm not expecting anything other than some ponding on the roadways, and there will be that tornado threat, especially to our south, across parts of Alabama, but still going to be here as well. Not overly high, but something worth watching as we get into Friday and Saturday across much of the southeast, and then a few lingering showers possible on Sunday. But again, this is still going to be a very powerful system, a 970-ish millibar low, which is the equivalent of a strong Category 1 or a weak Category 2 hurricane, believe it or not. But this low pressure is going to be centered over land, moving across the Great Lakes as we get into Saturday, dragging that cold front across the Tennessee Valley, and we'll be south of the warm front, which means we'll be in the warm sector, which is going to give us that threat for severe weather. So Friday into Friday night, again, the highest threat going to be in places like Memphis, St. Louis, all the way up to Chicago could have some severe weather. So a pretty broad area. And for us, we'll be in that marginal risk, that green shade, level 1 out of 5. So again, late Friday night, early Saturday, could be a few strong storms with a better chance across middle Tennessee. So we'll have to watch that closely and see how that progresses. But then as we move into Saturday, that's the day I'm really more concerned about, because we do have that enhanced risk for our entire coverage area. So from Murphy to Athens, down to Fort Payne, Dalton, Chattanooga, Dunlap, and surrounding communities, all in that level 3 out of 5 risk. So that's where you're going to have the higher potential for severe weather. But that extends all the way up to Ohio and Pennsylvania. Highest threat in that orange shade, which includes us, will be kind of on the northern extent of the higher threat. So we're going to have to watch that pretty closely on Saturday. High winds, my main concern, but still going to be enough storm fuel, enough instability for maybe some spin-ups, especially along that main line. So we're going to have to watch that pretty closely. again, not unusual event. It's a strong system, yes, but during March we have strong systems typically, and anything can happen this time of the year. Just 30 years ago, or a little over 30 years ago, we were bracing for one of the biggest snowfalls, or the biggest snowfall on record here in Chattanooga, with the '93 March blizzard. So severe weather not uncommon, occasional snow not uncommon, but I don't think we're going to get any more snow this year, or at least this season. It looks very unlikely at this point. But again, as we get into Saturday afternoon, this will be very dependent on the rain. Again, if we get less rain, more sun, more instability, more storm fuel, that adds more fuel to the fire later in the day. But as that main front comes through, we're still going to have just enough instability and a whole lot of wind energy to produce some of those storms. And outside of all that, we're going to have very strong gradient winds. Again, when you have low pressure that strong, you get a tight pressure gradient. And when you have tight pressure gradients, you get a whole lot of wind. It's exactly what we're going to have, gusting upwards of 30, 40 miles per hour during the evening. As that front comes through, you got the line of storms that are going to produce wind, but you also have winds already gusting, over 50 miles per hour at times through early Sunday morning. I think the strongest winds, at least gradient-wise, come through between about 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. on Sunday, maybe even 3, 4 a.m. for our eastern communities. And then throughout the day on Sunday, still going to be gusting upwards of 30 to 40 miles per hour. So strong gradient winds expected with this system. And we're going to have rainfall totals, again, upwards of 1 to even 3 inches. Most of that's going to come Saturday into early Sunday morning. So threat for severe weather on the table, strong gradient winds with power outages likely, and then several inches of much needed rain. We do need the rain, especially with the last couple of weeks we've been dealing with this fire threat. So again, first round of severe storms likely after about 3 p.m., pretty isolated, and then the main line comes through after 8 p.m. until about 2, 3 o'clock early Sunday morning. So we'll be with you. Of course, we'll have our live stream going. We'll break into coverage as needed. It'll either be Hannah, myself, or David, or all three of us, or a combination of who knows who. But we're going to have you covered. Make sure to follow all of our social media and follow all of our pages. So we'll be posting that pertinent information, but no need to be scared. Just be prepared. That's what we want you to do. Hopefully it doesn't pan out. We don't get any severe weather. That's what we'd like. But just looking at everything and the setup we have, the conditions are going to be favorable. And anytime we have favorable conditions, we need to take it seriously because, sometimes these severe events don't work out. We don't get any severe weather, just some thunderstorms. And that's great. Sometimes it's a different case. And we have, tornadoes. We have severe thunderstorm warnings. We have straight line wind damage. So always be prepared, never scared, and have a plan in place for Saturday. Have a safe place you can go just in case there are any warnings issued for your town. But after that, we start to clear out, and St. Patrick's Day on Monday, highs in the 60s. But I know there's going to be a lot of St. Patty's Day events Saturday, and those just don't look that good at this point. So stay weather aware, but enjoy the weather today, tomorrow, and Friday, and we'll talk more about these storms throughout the week. Enjoy your Wednesday.